I've got a strange feeling about this Defenders theme team coming right up. Mr. Clicksflix is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for all your gaming needs. You can visit them at LuckyDiceCafe.com or on their Facebook page using the links found in the description of this video. Welcome back to another Heroclix team building video. If you're new to the channel and you want to not only perplex up your Heroclix IQ, but outwit the competition, make sure to Hulk smash that subscribe button and also the little bell notification so that you're sure to not miss anything. Today's video features a Defenders theme team and stars Marvel Comics Doctor Strange. So we're going to go ahead, as always in all these videos, we're going to talk about each individual member first, then we are going to bring them back as a team. So just to introduce the team to you, we have Avengers Defenders for Doctor Strange. This is the shifting focus one. He's going to be using all of his shifting focuses, but we're going to start off with number 001. Then we have Man-Thing from Avengers Defenders War, Howard the Duck from Deadpool and X-Force, Valkyrie from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set, and Hawkeye from Avengers Defenders War. We also have with us the Symbiote from Superior Foes of Spider-Man, and the Asgardian Shield. So let's go ahead and talk about each individual figure on this team and get that rolling. Alright, no, you're not seeing triple, you are seeing a shifting focus Doctor Strange. The one that starts off the team is number 001 from the Avengers Defenders War set. The others are number 19 from the Avengers Defenders War set and number 35 from the same set. They all have the Defenders and mystical keywords, and they all have this trait, shifting focus, Doctor Strange. Give Doctor Strange a free action if he began your turn on the map. Replace him with another character with this trait on the same click number. That's just really awesome. Each different Doctor Strange has a different power set that's good at different things. We're going to get into that in a minute. They all also have the Defenders Together trait, but each one is a little bit different, so we're going to have to talk about each of them. Then we're going to talk about the special powers on 001, and then the specials on the other two. So, for 001, his second trait, Defenders Together, is once per turn for all characters with this trait. If a character uses the Defenders team ability to replace its defensive value with Doctor Strange's, you may re-roll one of the attack die. He has a 17 defense, so you're probably not very likely to do that, but still pretty cool. He also has a special on his movement, which is teleportation spell. Doctor Strange can use phasing teleport. When he does, he can carry up to 2 friendly characters or 4 friendly characters if they have the Defenders keyword. Everybody on this team has the Defenders keyword, so that's really awesome. We're going to get quite a bit of mileage out of it. So let's flip this over, take a look at his dial. So here we are, we're looking at his dial. As you can see, you get the Defenders team ability, which is just generally awesome. You get to replace your defensive value with the unmodified defensive value of a friendly character you're adjacent to. So that's pretty cool. As you can see, his powers are pretty lacking other than that teleportation special that he has on his movement. He does have indomitability, so he is going to be able to move you 2 turns in a row, which is pretty cool. So next, let's take a look at number 19, Doctor Strange. Alright, so number 19, Doctor Strange, his Defenders Together trait is once per turn for all characters with this trait. If a character uses the Defenders team ability to replace its defensive value with Doctor Strange's, reduce the damage dealt by an additional 1 if they have the Defenders keyword. So taking off an extra damage is just awesome. He has a special on his defense, which is called Stay Behind My Mystical Shields. Doctor Strange can use Defend. If an adjacent friendly character takes damage from an attack after action resolves, you may heal that character of 1 damage. If you do, roll a d6 on the result of a 1 through 3, deal 1 unavoidable damage to Doctor Strange. So he has Defend, which is pretty cool. It's sort of like a extra layer of Defenders in case you had him on a different team. And he can heal them 1 with the potential to deal some feedback damage. So let's flip this over, take a look at the dial. As we can see here, he has that special on every one of his defensive slots for all 5 clicks. Still has a 0 range, but he has sidestep for every click, so he's going to have a good chance at being able to get in there adjacent to some characters to share that 18 defense, which is actually pretty good. It is the highest defense on this team. So now let's go ahead and take a look at number 35, Doctor Strange. Alright, number 35, Doctor Strange's Defenders Together says, once per turn for all characters with this trait, if a character uses the Defender's team ability to replace its defensive value with Doctor Strange's, modify that character's defense value +1. If it has the Defender's keyword, Doctor Strange has a 16 defense, so not very likely to do that here. He does have a special on his damage called Mystical Guidance. It says Doctor Strange can use Empower and Enhancement, unique modifier. When he uses either, also modify the attacker's attack value +1. So they're getting a +1 damage, whether it's close or ranged, and a +1 attack. Really awesome there. He also has Improved Targeting, ignores characters. So let's flip this over and see what we're getting. Alright, so for 50 points, we see what we're getting here. This is a much more offensively minded Doctor Strange. Finally, we get some range of 6 with single target, sidestep, 7 movement, 11 attack with Psychic Blast, 16 defense, energy shield deflection, and 2 damage with that special. So overall, just really good. And when you start factoring in all 3 figures, he really gets a lot better. Very versatile. Alright, next up we have Man-Thing. Number 55 from Avengers Defenders War. He has Defenders, Legion of Monsters, Thunderbolts, Monster, and Mystical keywords. He also has the Defenders Together's trait, and it states once per turn for all characters with this trait, if a character uses the Defender's team ability to replace its defensive value with Man-Things, that character can reduce penetrating damage and attacks targeting this character using mind control automatically miss this turn. So pretty awesome there. Then he has a special on his movement, Possessed by the 6th Finger Hand. Man-Thing can use Giant Size, a range value of 5, and can use Sidestep. This can't be countered, so that's pretty cool. Then he has a special on his damage, which is Stop. Stop clicks are now immune to Pulse Wave and Outwit, so pretty cool there. Let's flip this over, see what we're getting. Alright, so Man-Thing is our heavy hitter on this team at 125 points. He sports that Defender's team ability, as well as the Mystical team ability, so you're going to make your opponents pay for hitting him. Starts off with 11 movement with Phasing Teleport, 10 attack with Poison, 17 defense with Toughness, and Indomitability, 3 damage with Exploit Weakness. As you can see on that stop click though, he is phenomenal. 7 movement with that special movement, 11 attack with Psychic Blast, 19 defense with Impervious, and 4 damage with that special. Just really phenomenal there. Great meat shield with that stop click. Everybody sharing that 19 defense when he does get on it is just going to be a headache for your opponent. So this is definitely your go-to main attacker, main meat shield. This guy means a lot to this team. So let's go ahead and talk about the next figure. Alright, so we can't talk about Man-Thing without talking about Howard the Duck. We're using Howard the Duck from Deadpool and X-Force, number 35. He has the Defenders, Animal, Celebrity, Martial Artist, Mystical, and Politician keywords. He has a trait called Master of Quack Fu. Howard the Duck can use Sidestep, so an entire dial of Sidestep. It's nothing to quack at. Then he has a special on his attack called Foul Mouth. Howard the Duck can use Incapacitate. When he does, he may target all adjacent opposing characters. So if you throw him in the middle of everybody, he's able to hit everybody if you make a good attack roll and give him an action token, which is just phenomenal. Then he has a special on his damage, which is we can do this the wrong way or my way. It states at the beginning of your turn, choose a standard power that an adjacent friendly character can use. Until your next turn, all characters within 6 squares in line of fire of Howard the Duck can't use the chosen power. So it does say all characters, so you're going to be taken away from your one friend. But if it's really being a pesky power on an opposing character and you're going to be able to KO it if you take that away, really just a very potent ability there. And it's not Outwit. It doesn't counter or anything like that. So this is just a really good ability. Let's flip this over and take a look at the dial. Alright, so as we see here, Howard the Duck is a svelte 50 points. He starts off with a 6 movement with stealth, but don't get turned off by that because he does have perma sidestep. Then he has a 9 attack with nothing on it, 16 defense with combat reflexes, and a 2 damage with that special. Just really pretty decent overall. Nice little harasser slash tie-up piece. Being able to basically incap an entire team is very good, along with taking away a power is also phenomenal. So just a nice little harasser piece here for just 50 points. All right, and next up we have Valkyrie, number 25 from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set. She has the Asgardians, Defenders, and Lady Liberators keywords. She has a trait called Long History of Being Manipulated. Friendly characters can use mind control to target Valkyrie. If they do, and the character is named Enchantress or Lorelei, which they aren't, and if Valkyrie is hit, modify her combat values +1 until your next turn. So pretty cool ability if you're running her on an Asgardian team with one of those two figures. But sadly, we're not going to get any use out of that. So let's flip this over, take a look at what's going on. Alright, so here we are. As we can see, she's only 35 points, so nice and cheap. Has the Defender's team ability, so she's going to be able to snag somebody's higher defense. Starts off with an 8 movement with charge, 10 attack with blades, claws, fangs, 17 defense with toughness, and 2 damage. And then she only gets tougher to deal with towards the middle of her dial, where she gets a 16 defense with combat reflexes, so it's going to be an 18. So that extra 1 might be a big deal, especially if you can get her adjacent to somebody on your team with an 18 or a 19 defense. That's going to make it a 20 or a 21. Really going to be difficult and miserable to try to hit. She's just on here basically as a tie-up slash harasser piece, similar to Howard the Duck, but she's going to be good at it, and especially up front there where she has blades, claws, fangs, she might be able to do some pretty decent damage for you. Alright, now we're going to talk about the last figure on this set. It is Hawkeye from Avengers Defenders War number 004. He has the Defenders keyword. He has the Defenders Together trait, which is once per turn for all characters with this trait. If a character uses the Defender's team ability to replace its defensive value with Hawkeye's, also modify that character's defensive value +1 if it is a ranged attack. So you're getting an extra +1, and if you happen to have energy shield deflection, you're going to get a +3 defense for ranged attacks, which is really awesome. So let's flip this over and see what we're getting. Alright, so as we can see here, Hawkeye's only 30 points, so we can only expect so much out of him. He does have the Defender's team ability. Starts off with a 6 range, 7 movement with sidestep, 10 attack, 17 defense, 2 damage with ranged combat expert. This guy's on here mainly to just be a ranged harasser piece. Him being able to possibly deal 4 damage makes it so that you got to think about not ignoring him, but at the same time he's only 30 points, so you're gonna, while you're dealing with him, you're going to be giving up a chance at Man-Thing or Doctor Strange if you shifted focus to the more offensive one. But overall, pretty decent little piece here. Let's get the team back together and talk about how we're going to run this. Alright, so now that we got the gang back together, let's talk about how they're going to run. So we're going to be using 001 Doctor Strange to carry all the other defenders around. And he's going to set Man-Thing down on the symbiote. I think giving him plasticity and shape change is just going to make him that much more difficult to deal with. Plasticity with poison is pretty good to hold people in close, especially if they have hypersonic speed. They tend to not have reducers. And when you get on that click with impervious and a 19 defense, having that shape change there is just going to give him another rollout, which is pretty cool. The other thing is the Asgardian shield. It's basically dealer's choice on who you want that to go on. I would not suggest the Doctor Strange. He has energy shield on one of the dials, and it's going to be, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe there's a ruling now where you set it down when you're shifting focus, so you'd have to pick it back up again. I would probably consider Hawkeye just as another incentive for people to leave him alone, so that he can take 4 damage pot shots at people, and they'd have to hit him. If they're hitting him at range, they'd have to hit a 19 defense. Then basically use Man-Thing to absorb as much as you can. Have Valkyrie and Howard the Duck tie people up so that he's not getting totally obliterated. Then you have shifting focus. your Doctor Strange to one of the other two. If you need a defensive turn, then you switch to the 18 defense one to give everybody a better defense. If you need an offensive turn, shifting focus to the 11 attack Psychic Blast one. And then that's basically it. Not a very complicated team here, just a fun, what I would call base team. So in the comments below, I want you to go ahead and put your favorite team featuring Doctor Strange in the comments below. I always find that stuff interesting. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. Really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. And if you really like the video and you want to support the channel, make sure to check out the description of this video for various ways to do that. You can check me out on Patreon at patreon.com/MrClixFlix. Take a look at my Spreadshirt store for some cool Heroclix related swag. Or if you're just looking to get something off Amazon anyway, make sure to click that affiliate link before you do so that a portion of your purchase will come back to Mr. ClixFlix at no additional cost to you, so it's a win-win for everybody. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.